What's up, guys? It's Thursday again, which means another episode of Inside Star Citizen. I am here to give you a little bit of background, a little bit of context maybe, and a couple spicy takes possibly. So let's see what they've got for us this week. I think it's a ship sprint report maybe? Who knows? Let's jump in.
With the game as it is right now, loading cargo is a very simplistic mechanic.
Literally
you go
press
to a
a button.
terminal, you click buy, bam, it pops up on your ship. But that is changing in the near future, where it is
Thank
going to
God.
become an actual physical loading process. So having externally mounted cargo with the whole series will be a big benefit.
This could be kind of like the inventory change where it could catch a lot of people by surprise, that the fact that this game does want you to literally take all of the boxes of things you've bought and bring them to your ship. Or if you don't want to do that, to pay someone else. But that's kind of going to be probably a sore point for some people.
For players. The MISC hull series is a lineup of ships purely designed to carry cargo from point A to B. And the lineup consists of 5 ships, the Hull A being the smallest and the Hull E being the largest.
That doesn't even sell the scale of the Hull E. The Hull E is just stupidly big for a cargo ship.
5 ships, the Hull A being the smallest and the Hull E being the largest. As you progress up the sizes, you move into larger quantities, going longer distances. And then you use the smaller ships in the series to do the short range of long distance cargo hauling.
Oh, it's cute.
The Hull A is the entry into both the Hull series and the sort of dedicated cargo hauling profession. It is designed for getting cargo on and off the ship as quick as possible. So all the cargo is external. It is the best size to amount of cargo ship in the game for new players wanting to get into it. And it is really a one-person, you and your cargo ship.
This ship, these line of ships have been such a long time coming. We've been waiting. I mean, we've been seeing these ships in engine since like 2017, I think. So it's been 5 years since the first time we saw it. Not a concept image, but literally in image until now. Gosh.
It has flexibility that some of the larger hull series ships don't have, such as the fact it can be fully loaded and land planet side or in hangars or in pads with all that cargo. You've got everything on board for you to live out in the verse and deliver your cargo. You have a very traditional MISC cockpit layout. You have a big dashboard surrounding you with all your buttons, switches and controls.
More space than the Freelancer to look out,
Not quite as
though.
restrictive view as the Freelancer, but it is very much styled in the same influence as a lot of the MISC ships. Moving back, you then have the hybrid component airlock room, where the bulk of the components are, as well as the entry into the ship, which is a side ladder. When
As they
that door
do.
opens for access from the ground in both EVA, that room is sealed so it doesn't vent anyone in the bridge or anyone in the living quarters, which is the room immediately behind that.
Chill.
There you have your bed, you have your basic food making facilities, and then at the very rear of the ship you have a small bathroom area which has the classic toilet shower combo and sink. The Hull A is releasing before the cargo refactor comes out, so it's still going to function as a cargo ship, but a lot of its benefits will be unlocked over time as the cargo refactor comes in and is iterated upon. And you'll just get
We know it, so that's a key point. The cargo refactor is going to be iterative. I mean, you can assume that's how it's going to be. It's Star Citizen, but more and more we get to hear little bits and snippets of what's happening with the cargo refactor, and it sounds like it might be a little more piecemeal than some might expect.
a much stronger and stronger choice of cargo ship. People have been wanting the whole series in-game for a long time, and with the release of the A, that's a reality now. It's been great to get this out there, and it's helped us prove out some of the issues that have prevented the Hull C from coming out. Looking forward to seeing everyone playing with the Hull A and getting ready for the Hull C.
The bigger ones are cool because you'll be able to walk around even when it's
The Hull
expanded,
A is
I
making
think.
its small but impactful debut in the upcoming Alpha 3.17, and will continue to grow into its intended role in the persisting universe as the cargo refactor comes online and continues to iterate in subsequent patches. And up next, it's time for a special locations-based sprint report, so let's get to it.
Oh, this should be good.
Let's start things off this week with a look at current progress on cloudscaping for planet Hurston. What you're seeing here are the results of recent explorations in taking the pipeline you've seen demonstrated before completely out of Substance Designer and into Houdini entirely, potentially allowing for an increase in simulation data and better shaping than we had previously.
Some weird stuttering going on with the clouds. You guys see that?
Explorations in taking the pipeline you've seen demonstrated before,
especially this shot,
out of Substance Designer and into Houdini entirely, potentially allowing for.
I do hope that the clouds sit a little bit lower or the building is bigger, because a concept image, that's a good look for Lorville.
For an increase in simulation data and better shaping than we had previously. Now at this point, it's still too early to say if these will make it into Alpha 3.17 or require another quarter to bake, as it were.
Wow.
Whereas with all things Star Citizen, this refinement of existing process will yield better and faster results once it's all properly dialed in and approved.
So we might actually get clouds on Hurston, maybe not in 3.17, but 3.18, earlier than I thought we would.
And while we're on Hurston, let's take a quick look around Maria Pure of Heart, the hospital coming to Lorville in the upcoming Alpha 3.17.
That is Deus Ex the hospital. Jeez. That is beautiful. No hospital should look like Y.
Of all the hospitals we've seen so far, this one may be my favorite, combining the severe architecture and attitudes of Hurston with the benevolent purpose and ideology of a hospital is yielding a truly unique visual experience, and I'm here for it.
Jeez. Beautiful.
Moving higher up and much farther out, let's check in with some Pyro System, let's call it Spacebox for lack of a better term, development. Now this potential background for all adventures in Pyro is coming along nicely, with pipeline improvements yielding stars in subtly different shapes and hues, and cloud formations designed to hook in and support those you'll actually be flying through. And it all makes for a nice contrast with this planet and its blue atmosphere you can see here. And
blue
then
atmosphere
down
in Pyro.
On the planets, when the exposure changes at night or at sunset or whatnot, you can see the hues and forms change appropriately, which is super cool.
I want that more in Stanton now too, please. Thank you.
Beyond that, the team is also creating some large-scale space points of interest in the Pyro system.
Exploration.
Things that can act like checkpoints, as it were, before you enter certain gas pockets approaching outlaw stations.
Ah.
Now, like White Box Phase, this is early days, just blocking out shapes. And before anybody freaks out, the Bengal you see here is just to show the proper scale read.
Ninetales Bengal.
As these continue to develop, they'll get things like final geometry and lights to flesh out the experience further. But it's already shaping up to be a dramatically different experience than traveling through the Stanton system.
So I wonder if this means, you know, I'm thinking the different ways they could do this is they could say all these gas clouds have too many asteroids in them, right? So it's a little too risky to fly through them, but that'd have to be a lot of asteroids. So I wonder what's going to be the draw for somebody to want to go through one of these gates other than just flying through the gas clouds around them. It's kind of the same thing, same questions we have with the air and halo belt and the gates that they're going to put around those. We'll see.
And while we're in Pyro, let's take a look at the Yucca brevifolia, our outer space version of the Joshua tree.
Joshua.
Now you might be saying to yourself, it's just a tree. Well, yeah, but I thought it looked really cool. So you have to look at it for a bit. It's my show.
Ah, why trees?
And I really like the dry bark.
Why are they making trees?
And back up in space, the props team is continuing their work building a whole new array of run-down, beat-up, customized and unique items for the Pyro system to help sell a very different experience for life in outlaw space. Just really cool stuff. And I want to shout out Joseph, Lewis, Thomas, Dan, Stefane, Sophie, and the rest of the team for some exceptional work making things not look good. that doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean.
I thought those might have been the names of the
And look at
NPCs in these
trash
shots.
piles.
Ew.
Disgusting.
It's like the worst looking ketchup I've ever seen. I would never, I mean, obviously, you know, Woody's going to pick up that ketchup and use it, but like, ugh, what kind of packaging is that?
Disgusting. And awesome. And disgusting. Of course, some of these outlaw stations will have run-down space clinics aboard, so the team at Montreal have been beating those up a bit.
These are space
And I'm
clinics?
going to take this opportunity to remind some folks that not all outlaws are filthy, disgusting slobs. Just the ones that hang around in pyro. You
Just that-
fancy outlaws out there with your pinkies out while drinking Radagast from a teacup may want to make your homes in another system.
The whole system is just gross.
Finally, let's take another look at the continuing development of colonialism outposts, including these new liquid storage tanks, some new light fixtures, wells,
Wells? Those look like the things outside Klesher.
and new garden modules.
Ooh.
You
For
know it's
your
the future
farming
because of
needs.
hexagons. Then, from one outpost type to another look at white box explorations of derelict outposts.
Locations team is on
Now,
top
like all
of it.
white box phases, it's an important step in identifying which areas are likely to become traversal nightmares and may want to be adjusted for gameplay reasons before we move on to final art. But overall, these derelict outposts are another opportunity for stories and missions to be told across Pyro's planets and moons.
Pyro about to be so much more fun
So
than
what did we learn
Stanton.
this week? Well, we learned that the Hull A is ready to make its mark on the persistent universe, that the cloud tech pipeline continues to be refined and updated as we saw in Hurston, and that Pyro continues to shape up to be an experience unlike any currently available in the Stanton system. Now don't forget that Stella Fortuna is just around the corner. Keep an eye out.
Which means another sale. Overall, that was, I mean, it was a cool one. It was kind of focused more on the art side of things, which is something that's being worked on. So, you know, it's nice to get an update on that. I'm happy to hear about the clouds on Hurston. The Hull A is, you know, a little reminder of the cargo refactor coming. And it's cool to see so much work going into Pyro. I mean, doesn't necessarily mean it's coming soon, but it is great that we're getting work done on another system. I think it's going to be a big deal when that does happen. And clearly they've got a lot more planned for that system than what's going on in Stanton right now. So it should be a pretty cool occasion to get to go in. But either way, guys, another Thursday, another ISC. I will see you next week. We're coming up on 317, so expect stuff to slow down just a little bit as that drops in the next month or so. But up until then, we'll have plenty of hype pieces and videos. So stay tuned, hit the sub, and I'll see you later. Bye.